He is, and we're lucky to have him because he's a busy man, the world's most interesting former offensive lineman. He called the Bengals game last week with the Ravens. He is calling the Eagles and the Browns this week. He is coming to us with lovely wood paneling. I'm thinking of doing the same in my office now. Brian Baldinger at home from, I'm assuming, Florida, Philly. Where in the world are you today?
I'm right at NFL Films here. Andrew, I just ran into Joe Klecko downstairs just now. I mean, Hall of Famers are walking through the doors here.
Look at that. Brian Baldinger in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, basically sets up an office there at NFL Films. Do you wander into the vault on random nights and just look at cans of film?
Honest to God, Andrew, I feel this place it's hallowed.
This
is
awesome.
Just a special place. I mean, I could see a picture of Jim Brown sitting in the mud or Jack Lambert with his missing teeth in Pittsburgh. Like there's just remnants of the history of this game everywhere. But I do wander in here at night and just turn the film projector on and just see what's going on. I try to watch every single game, in the first 2 days each week, Monday and Tuesday, to kind of digest what happened. We got the week 6 schedule behind me right here. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I never turn the projector on, Andrew, and not learn something about somebody or some team or what somebody's doing or not doing. I never stop learning in this business.
It's amazing. It's why we love you, and that building is amazing. I have not called it an office. I've been there once or twice, but I was there a couple of years ago and actually did go into the vault. And look, I'm not taking down canisters of 60-year-old film and setting up a projector, but Baldy, just to read the stickers and to see like, oh, this is from 1942, and this was from the 64 championship game, and this is just labeled sideline footage, week 3, 1957. And, you know what I'm saying? Just random things like that. And you're like, oh my God, like, you could live there for years and years and never watch every canister of film. It is just a fascinating building.
It is. The history of the game, 105 years of it is right here. In fact, Andrew, it's interesting. Steve Sable's office has been untouched since he passed. And they've just sort of memorialized it. But when you go in there, I've filmed some shows in there and had to do some things in his office over the years. And he was one of these guys before there was this computer in front of us where everything could be logged and recorded. He wrote everything down on index cards, quotes that coaches told him. Bill Walsh wrote him a note, whatever it was. He recorded everything by hand. And it's all logged, like on these desks of his. And you could just wander in there and I literally pick up a quote from Chuck Noll in 1972,
so cool.
Let's say. It's just... It's been so well recorded, whether it's film, video, whether it's handwritten notes, whatever, it's all here.
Let's get to the Jets, Baldy. We'll get to our game because I'll be there in Philadelphia. Eagles and Browns coming up as well in a second. That game is on Sunday, obviously. On Monday, however, it's the Jets. It's the Bills. It's first on the line of the AFC East. Jeff Ulbricht's the new head coach. We know that. Todd Downing, however, is the new play caller. We've seen him call plays in Tennessee. We've seen him call plays years ago with Jack Del Rio and Derek Carr with the Raiders in Oakland. You've looked at the Jets tape. You've done your Baldy's breakdowns on your Twitter, Baldy NFL, for those who don't follow. What should Todd Downing do with the Jets offense Monday night?
I'm glad you asked me, Andrew. I was up at the Jets yesterday, and I told this to people up there. It was a player's day off, so it wasn't players, but there was other personnel people there. They're the last in the league in rushing. I think Breece Hall is a great player. He's had 65 runs this year so far, Andrew. 31 have gone for 2 yards or less. Their offensive line in run game is broken. I don't care who's calling the plays. I don't care who the coach is. It has to get fixed. If I was Jeff Ulbricht, I would have that team out on their practice field today, manicured lawns like you've never seen before. And I would put the pads on like it's the second day of training camp. And I would get after it. I would fix the run game. That's the first thing I would do. I feel like if they get that fixed, they have a chance of being a little bit balanced. The quarterback might play a little bit better. Maybe some of the problems in the passing game wouldn't be so exposed the way they have. Aaron has dropped back 108 times the last 2 weeks. He's been sacked 8 times, hit 25 times. He's not going to survive. No quarterback is going to survive. So I would work extensively on identifying 3, 4, 5 runs that you can run against any front, any team, anywhere. London, at MetLife Stadium on Monday night, whatever it is. I would get that going. And that would be my priority right now with this team.
Talking to Brian Baldinger, would Davante Adams, Baldy, make a bit of difference?
Not if they keep running the ball like this. I don't believe so. Like, I believe, like, they went overboard trying to get the ball to Garrett Wilson last week at the expense of not finding open receivers that were open. And so he gets 22 targets, he gets 100 yards, gets a touchdown. All right, he's open at the end of the game against Stephon Gilmore. They can't get the ball to him. Ball ends up out of bounds. It's a bad throw. But could he – look, they haven't played together, Aaron and Davante, since 2021. That's a long time in his business. Like, to think you're just going to rekindle that chemistry that they had, which was real. I mean, you needed a play to end the game, the ball went to Davante. You needed a 4th down throw to get the ball against the Bears in 15 below zero weather to win the division, you did that. Whatever you needed, they could do. But to think that you can just rekindle that on the fly right now and maybe take reps away from somebody else, if they get the running game fixed, then I think, okay, Davante makes sense. Like, and they could work on that timing to rekindle that. But if they don't get this running game fixed, I don't care who's playing wide receiver right now.
All right, that game's Monday night. Sunday afternoon, Brian Baldinger, yours truly and I will be calling the Browns, yours truly and I. That made no sense. That was redundant. You and me on
we will be at the link together, Andrew.
We will be there in Philadelphia for the Eagles and the Browns. Eagles coming off their bye, 2-2. All the talk yesterday about the bye week conversations between Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. Are they friends? Do they like each other? On the same page? Why was Devin White released? I mean, that's the drama in Philly. But they're off a bye and they're getting healthy with both wideouts expected back and Lane Johnson on the right side of the line as well. The Browns, on the other side of things, are reeling. They are 1-4. There are little flashes of last year's team, but not enough of them, and the offense can't get anything going yet to have a 300-yard game collectively this season. They're the only team in the NFL that has yet to have a 300-yard game. You're doing the game on national radio for Compass. I'm doing the game from the Browns booth on the Browns radio network. When you look at the Browns offense, Baldy, I'll ask you the same thing we just did with the Jets. How do you make that offense work?
Well, I mean, look, this offense is built around running the football. And, obviously Nick isn't ready to go yet. They obviously, losing Wyatt Teller, Ethan Pochik, like that, those are really good players. I thought over the last 4 years, especially with Bill Callahan as the offensive line coach, I thought Bitonio, Pochik, and Teller were as good as anybody in this business. At just, they had rotating tackles, but interiorly, whoever was running the ball, Kareem Hunt, Nick, whoever, like they cut defenses up and chop defenses up as well as anybody. And that's just not happening right now. And so that's a big part of what made that offense successful, even when Flacco was there last year, was that interior. That's not there. And look, you look at the game tape from last week. I mean, you can only help your quarterback out so much. They're running crossers in the middle of the field against Washington last week. I mean, whether they're in man or zone, that's your read. That's where your eyes go. And Washington completely blew the coverage. And Jerry Jeudy's wide open, and he's waving at his quarterback, who isn't looking down the field, and he's reading the rush, and he sacks himself, and he gets hit hard. I don't know what he's looking at right now. I'm not, the people say, well, he's broken, he stinks. Okay, I just want to know from a quarterback standpoint what he's reading, what he's being told to do, what he's coached to do, what he's practiced to do, because it's just the passing game is non-existent right now. And you look at the stats tell you that it is, that Cleveland right now is 30th in offense and they're 32nd in passing average. So if you got to fix something, it helps that maybe Njoku's back and healthy, and he's a big part of what success they had last year. Like, just basic routes right now. Get the ball in the hands of these guys, whether it's stick routes or stop routes or hitch routes. Like, just get completions and put it in the hands of these guys to go do something right now.
And they're not running the ball in first and second down. They are consistently behind the sticks. Their thirds aren't 3rd and 2s. They're 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 9. Yet there have been I'll go back to the Raider game, Baldy. Opening drive of that game, 15 plays, 9.5 minutes off the clock. It was a thing of beauty. We have seen it operate, and we saw it operate in Jacksonville as well when they got back to basics, opened in jumbo sets, and ran the ball. And Deshaun opened well in that as well. You said in years past they've been running the football. It's so much empty. It's shotgun on first down. It's, hey, I get it. This is what operated in Houston well. You want him to see the field. But, the plays on which it's blocked well, he's not necessarily seeing it and getting the ball out. The plays on which, there are guys open. It just, nothing has seemed to click. Everything. In other words, guys open, protection, he sees it. Those plays where all three things happen, they're just not enough of them.
Well, I mean, look, he's averaging less than 5 yards an attempt right now, Andrew. Like, that's historically bad. All that tells you is you're not getting explosive plays down the field. The plays they got to Amari last year, they're not there.
And the one that they did get, the 82-yarder in Vegas, was called back on a suspect hold.
Suspect. But even at the end of that game, they got a chance to win the game, Andrew. Yep. Like, you're down 20-16. You can't take a sack there on the final play. You just can't. You got to do something. I mean, that's part of why he was signed to this lucrative contract.
But at the same time, I give Christian Wilkins, sorry to cut you off, I give on that 4th and 3 in Vegas, Christian Wilkins beat a rookie in Zach Zinner at right guard, and he gets paid $100 million, and right off the snap, he won. I give him credit. He blew that play up, Yeah,
he did. But, I mean, Adam Butler blew plays up. I mean, guys that I'm sure you had to go back, Andrew, when you're calling that action, like who some of these guys are, who's Snowden, and some of these guys that were making plays for him. I mean, obviously, there was no Max Crosby that game, but, I mean, you had to go look and see that they played pretty possessed. But, even on that last drive, though, you got to – I mean, there's a real good – even after the touchdown that's called back that, as you mentioned, was very questionable, you still have a chance to win that game. And so last week got away from them. You saw a quarterback on Washington that they were hoping Deshaun would play like. The one thing I'm interested this week, though, Andrew, is Jim Schwartz is coming back to Philly.
Yep.
And he won a Super Bowl here, and he takes a lot of pride in his defense. I don't think – this is just me talking. I haven't talked to Jim this week.
We got 90 seconds.
I don't think he thinks that Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback and reads defenses well. I'm interested to see how he attacks Jalen Hurts in this game. Whether he thinks Jalen's going to read the rush, bail too quickly. Obviously, the receivers are back, I think, AJ and Devontae. Like, that makes a big difference. And he likes to get the ball to his favorite target, AJ, down the field, like he did in this game in Brazil against Green Bay that basically won the game for him. So I'm interested to see, and he's been turning it over a lot. So I'm interested to see how Jim Schwartz attacks him, because Jim does have a nice ego, healthy ego. His defense got lit up pretty good by Jaden last week in that run game.
Also very well dressed.
Yeah. So this is a good return for Jim Schwartz coming back to the Link.
Ball, they have like 90 seconds left. You saw Joe Burrow. You saw Lamar last week. What Lamar did was amazing. One of the best plays I've ever seen, ever. Dropped the ball, gets rid of Hendrickson, and then throws that touchdown falling out of bounds. But real quick, Burrow and the Bengals. I know you're close to Lou. Joe Burrow is off to the best start ever for a quarterback whose team is 1-4. Can the defense even meet him halfway?
Believe it or not, Andrew, even though they gave up 41 points, Lamar was all world in the game. They actually took, outside of that run by Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter, they actually took him out of the game pretty good. They got some reinforcements back, Miles Murphy, B.J. Hill. They got some guys up front. Hendrickson had a good game. They played without Mike Hilton, who's their slot corner. They actually didn't play terrible defense. I don't know how long Joe Burrow can keep putting up 35 points and lose. They're averaging 35 in the last 3 games. Burrow's unbelievable. How you didn't put the ball in his hands after the fumble recovery by Jermaine Pratt was a head scratcher when I was announcing the game. Jamar Chase couldn't be covered, and they couldn't tackle him. Like, I would have just thrown a hitch to Jamar and just see what he did at the end of that game, just to get Evan McPherson closer for maybe a game-winning kick.
It didn't happen. Brian Baldinger, you are the best. I'm glad we connected. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday, my friend.
Yeah, my friend. You got it, Andrew. Look forward to it as well.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.